Well, thank you for doing this. This is fantastic. We're really excited. This is the first time I've been nervous in front of a camera in a long time. In a long.
just think back to Prince of Bel-Air, man.
So the first thing really struck me in your speech. There was a line, and in my old school hip-hop days, I would have been biting your lyrics on this one. But you talked about expanding our moral imagination.
Right.
Yeah. And that just really struck me. Would you elaborate on that idea?
Well, you know, when you think about what's happening in the world, on the one hand, it's shrinking. You know, we see the internet and live feeds and YouTube, and that means that nobody around the world should be a stranger. And that should be bringing us closer together, because it should remind us that we're all fundamentally the same in terms of our aspirations, our hopes, our love for our children. But it's disorienting. And so a lot of people pull back into their own specific identities as their race, their tribe, their religion. And that's a dangerous thing, because it can splinter people and cause conflict. And people can decide that because this person doesn't worship the same God or doesn't look like me, then I don't have to have the same consideration for them. You know, there are a whole host of ways in which that can lead then to conflict. And so one of the critical ingredients of any effort for peace is my ability to stand in your shoes, to see through your eyes, to constantly imagine what's it like being a mother in Bangladesh right now, and if the waters were rising because of climate change. That kind of ability to imagine ourselves in different situations helps us then connect with those other people, and hopefully that can be part of what drives us to want to do better on a whole host of things.
What that ultimately does, though, in the situation that you're in, is it's always going to slam you into a dilemma. Because once you get to that point and you comprehend what the other person's saying, and they comprehend what you're saying, and that is still only enough water for one of y'all.
Well, but hopefully what then starts happening is that you start figuring out, are there ways that we can work together to build a new well, as opposed to fight over the well we've got. Absolutely. And look, I don't want to simplify it. None of this is easy. Right. But what it does mean is, for example, when wealthy countries think about foreign aid, thinking about it as an investment. This is a way so that we don't have to send soldiers on a peacekeeping mission because peace is already there. This is a way to make sure that we've got new markets, because now that these folks bought a bicycle, maybe they'll be interested in buying a car. Now that they've got a stove, maybe they're interested in buying a refrigerator. Maybe they can start trading with us. You know, constantly thinking about how are we able to create opportunities for collaboration and cooperation as opposed to conflict. You know, when you think about Europe, after World War II, we could have just said, you know, we sent a whole bunch of troops there, we defeated Hitler, now we're broke, we need to go home and take care of our business. Instead, what we did was organize the Marshall Plan, which rebuilt not just those countries that had been our allies, but helped to rebuild Germany, which had been our enemy.
Absolutely.
Did the same thing in Japan. And those efforts are part of what created the international security that allowed America to enjoy far greater prosperity than we ever would have otherwise. So it's, you know, part of that moral imagination is also being able to think 10 or 20 or 30 years down the line, both in terms of the consequences of action, but also the consequences of inaction.
I had the pleasure of meeting your wife today.
Yeah, she's a star.
She is. I wanted to know.
She's cute.
Yeah.
know,
Of course.
That too.
Yes.
I wasn't going to say
Beautiful.
that. I was, you know.
So,
Was I allowed to say that? Because I would have said it.
You could have said it.
I mean, Michelle is very, very fine.
That's true. That's, you know, what can I do?
you did the right thing.
I did
You
the right
married
thing. That's exactly what I do.
You analyze the information.
Made the best decision possible.
him. Right, exactly.
Anyway,
Could you share with us how her wisdom may influence you with issues concerning peace?
well, here's the interesting thing about Michelle. First of all, she's the most honest person I know. I mean, she doesn't pretend to be something else. She's very confident in herself and what she's about and what's important to her. And so the first thing she does is just give me that solid ground.
Right.
And I know that if I'm talking to her, that I'm going to get it straight, and that her values are ones that I believe in and that I share. The second thing she does is she's not somebody who spends a lot of time analyzing all these policy decisions in detail that I have, but she does have a really good feel about what ordinary folks are going through, because her gut is always back where she came from.
Right.
And that's very helpful to me, because I think that the worst thing about being president is all the noise, all the political games. It can be like a hall of mirrors where just a few people are talking to each other,
Right.
and never breaking out of it. And Michelle's very good at making me focus not on the immediate orbit that we're in, but what's going on outside of it.